Faith and her boy. Sally and her daughter. The goats have pretty much already decimated this hay bale. But before they screw it up too much, poop all over it too much, I'm going to put it in this hay ring. At least the good stuff. If it's too poopy, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, they'll poop all over this thing, which they pretty much already have done. It's not that big of a deal, except for the fact they're going to eat it and then get parasites. Or get more parasites. But anyway, whatever they don't eat will just go back to the earth and fertilize the land. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm not worried about the waste. I'm worried about them getting parasites. All right. I didn't realize she had her head stuck. I thought she had her head over here where I'd already cutting this out. But no, she had to stick her head in the one spot I hadn't cut to keep them from getting her head stuck. Dumb goats. And you have a baby you're supposed to take care of and you're getting your head stuck. I can't have you dying and not being able to take care of your baby. I was throwing the hay in here and she wasn't getting her head out and I was like, what's going on? So I stopped and looked. Sure enough, she's stuck and I gotta get her unstuck. That's why you don't want cattle panels or field fence with goats. Unless you disbud your goats, which I think is cruel. But anyways, yeah, they need their horns for protection. And, you know, if they're born with horns, they should have horns. If they're not born with horns, then fine. Just, you know, hornless goats are fine. But, you know, like this guy, they just butted him and they screwed up his deal. And they're all like, they're all kinds of fucked up. So, it looks like they're growing out okay. And it might still grow out. But they're going to be deformed or whatever. Laura's calling me, but I got to get this goat unstuck and then finish throwing this hay in here. And then I'm done for the day. Well, then I'm going to try to get the guineas in the guinea yard. And then I'm going to go home. Okay, bye. Okay, I pretty much got that. I'm worn out now. So, they can do whatever they want with the rest of this hay on the ground. Next month, I'll probably bring in more hay. But, yeah. They can, the rest of this will go back to the earth, whatever they don't eat. And then that one, they can finish that one off. I got another hay bale up front and another one in the middle. I don't have any rings to put around them, just these back here. There's the two-story goat house. I gotta get some more salt blocks. The salt blocks are probably more for the sheep than the pigs. Than the goats. But nonetheless, it's good for all of them. between that and the minerals I put in their food, the herbs and the minerals that I put in their food, and whatever they get from the land, they're good to go. So, yeah, here's this hay bale. So next time I'm home, I'll work on putting this in that ring. But right now, it's too big to put in there. So once I eat it down halfway, or whatever, then I'll start putting it in here. I'm pretty much out of time. I gotta go back to work tomorrow. But, so next time I'm home, I'll work on putting that hay bale in that hay ring. I need to get some goat panels and make hay rings out of the goat panels so they don't get their heads stuck. But I cut most of these so they don't get their heads stuck, but Darlene just happened to stick her head in the wrong one. But this one I did a little different so they don't get their head stuck. But here where it's overlapping, they could still potentially get their head stuck. So in the future I'm going to use goat panels. They won't be able to get their heads in there, but they'll be able to get their mouths in there and pull the hay out a little bit. But but then that way, because this is 6x6 and those are 4x4. So with those, maybe I could cut out an 8x8 square, or 4x12, maybe a 12x12 square, so they don't get the horn stuck, get their head stuck. I don't know, I'll figure it out. But yeah, because the 4x4 squares will probably be too small for them to get their faces in to get the hay. But the 6x6s are too small, so they get their heads stuck. So I need to go at least 8x8 or 12x12. I'll have to do some measurements to see. I also need to put a goat panel ring around this, because this has got passion fruit growing in it. So I got to put a ring around that to protect the passion fruit. And then I need to finish this. I got to put still got some mineral blocks in there. They say goats' tongues are too small and sensitive for these salt blocks, but it's better to be safe than sorry, you know. Better to have something rather than nothing. So salt block, adding minerals to their feed, bringing in hay, everything's, you know, a combination of things is always good. I think she might be pregnant. Anyways, I need to put metal around this so they have another shelter, because this one's only a 4-bedroom, 1-story 4-bedroom. So this will act as more shelter for them. We got one baby so far, hopefully. Hang on, let me go in here. Let's go inside these goat houses and see if there's any more babies. I doubt it. But let's see. Nope. Nope. Let's go in the other goat house real quick. See if there's any babies in there. I doubt it, but you never know. Every time I'm home, I probably need to check for babies. Hopefully, the llama will protect the babies from whatever predator might be getting them. But I'm hoping it's not Sally. And I'm hoping the llama does her job and keeps the other predators away. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Nothing and nothing. This one here is a lot bigger. Of course, they're probably safer in here from the pigs because of this thing. Pigs probably can't get over that. I don't know. But anyway, so that's it for today. I'm gonna get the guineas in the guinea yard and I'm gonna call it a day. All right. And call my girlfriend back because she just called me. All right, bye.